Hello everybody and welcome to another top 5 video. And this week we are going controversial. We are talking about my top 5 least favorite heroes for 2025. Let's kick it off real strong, and if we happen to be looking for a top 5 in 2026, this is one that we can absolutely revisit. We'll see what I liked and what I disliked and how these opinions have changed, but I'm staking my claim right now. These are the 5 heroes that I just don't really enjoy playing in Marvel Champions. And the number 5 is Pryde. This is maybe the most tame one because I've after doing my new player guide and after really sitting down and having to focus on the character for a little bit, my opinions have shifted a little bit. But I do think that she is just a timing and rules nightmare to some extent that I don't find joy from playing Pryde. And once again, that might be a personal problem. All of these are going to be my own personal opinions, but for just her, I just do not get into the groove with her. I feel like I'm always sitting there going, okay, wait, so if I attack here and I do this and I do that, and understanding how her phased form and her dense form work, or not her dense form, her solid and her phased form work to be able to take advantage of that and to understand the timing of it. Like one of them's forced, the other one's not. But just, I think she's a good hero. I think she's a hero that other people like, but she's just not a hero that jives well with me, and so that I don't really get along with her very well. I frequently find myself trying to find other heroes to play, and I just never consider her because it's too taxing on my brain. It just doesn't really speak to me, and yeah, it's just not a good time, unfortunately. My number 4 for least favorite hero is Drax. And this one's hard to say. As I was going through my list, as I was trying to tally everything up, I was like, oh my gosh, Drax is really going to be on the list. And I think that does speak to something, is that I'm lukewarm on Pryde, and I almost don't want to put Drax on my list. But as I was looking at it, I realized just the problem that I have with Drax is that he just feels so linear. The deck practically builds itself. And that'll probably be a little bit ironic when I probably go through my favorite heroes, because there's probably a favorite hero that also has a 20 card deck already built, and you had to make the minimum amount of choices. I suppose if you have basic resources, you're sort of already up there, getting close to 20 anyway. But 25 cards, so you only have 15 cards you need to decide because so much of the deck is already decided. But that's how I feel about Drax. If you're gonna play him the way he's intended, you sort of have to push yourself down a very specific route, and it's just a route that I don't find interesting. On the surface, when I look at his card and I go, oh, he wants to be attacked and he gets more powerful, and when he flips back over to Ultra Ego, you lose that vengeance, and so you kind of have to start all over again. It all makes sense. I think it's a very well-designed hero. It's just a hero that I don't find interesting when it comes to building the other 25 cards in his deck. It's I have everything I need, and now I sort of have an aspect almost already picked out. Protection is so good for him, and some of the cards they've given to protection lately probably work so well for him. Nightcrawler was probably a great pack for him, but I don't know, because every time I go to pick a hero, I look at Drax and I just go, maybe this is the week I try Star-Lord again, or maybe this is the week I finally get it back to Gamora. And yeah, that's just where I'm at with Drax right now. Is I just don't feel inspired to play him, unfortunately. Looking at my number 3, and this is where I think this could have been my number 1. And the more I thought about it, the more it kind of just kept barely edging out 1 and 2 to become one where I'm like, you know what? This is just where it's at. War Machine. I'm not particularly fond of Iron Man in some respects, and Iron Man is just sort of the next step War Machine is just the next step of that. I do think that War Machine has the benefit of the designers learning their lessons and sort of tailoring War Machine to be an armored character, an iron character, you could say, that just works a little bit better. I think that Ironheart is the result of that, and she is able to run because War Machine and Iron Man walked. But War Machine, the ammo counters. I like the idea of a hero that uses counters as currency that's not Spider-Ham, but I never enjoy playing War Machine, and I don't know what it is. And maybe with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming out one of these days, that will change, and I will develop a new appreciation for him. The deck will feel different, but I just do not enjoy War Machine in 2025. Speaking of characters I just do not enjoy, the character that I think I enjoy playing the least in Marvel Champions is Adam Warlock, my number 2. That's some weird wording I just put there, but Adam Warlock is my number 2. And I think that comes down to the fact that, first of all, deck building for him. I didn't think it was going to be a pain. I thought that when people said that it was kind of a pain to sit here, but one-ofs are difficult. And the fact that he doesn't interact, I don't think he interacts with. Let me just reread him because it's been so long. Yeah, the fact that his battle mage ability does not interact with the pool aspect is unfortunate. That said, there are other things about him. I don't need to get hung up on necessarily the text on his hero card, although that is important because that's always going to be there. I don't feel like the card pool has developed in a way that, one, there's much to do. And that might also be because I have had such a low opinion of playing him that I haven't really given the cards that came out in 2024 a chance for Adam Warlock. But he just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I haven't enjoyed playing him. Maybe I need to put some reps in and I'll get there. But overall, yeah, just where I'm sitting at this point, Adam Warlock is just not the thing for me. And unfortunately, he is just fallen into the dumpster for me. But now let's talk about my number 1. Adam Warlock is mentally taxing, but Psylocke is even more mentally taxing. And unfortunately, at this point, she is my least favorite hero. And that really comes down to the fact that I just feel like I do not get this character. I understand what they're going for. I think that the Psy Knives, the Psy Katana thing is interesting, but I just can't get this hero to work. And it's in such a way that it just becomes frustrating for me. And I just go, you know what? I'm happy. Like one of my friends, the person that introduced me to the game, loves Psylocke. And when I think about it, I go, that makes sense. I've known him for a decade. This is the kind of character that he would enjoy, and I understand why he would enjoy it. And it's the same thing where I look at Maria Hill and I go, I've played characters like this in other games, and I'm just too old to be handling all this. And maybe my opinions will change. Maybe Maria Hill will be my favorite between her and Nick Fury, and it just hasn't clicked yet. But as we sit here right now, Psylocke is just a character that I thought was going to be interesting. I look at the cards in her kit and I just think to myself, it all just feels like moving cards around, and it does. I don't have fun playing Psylocke, and that's unfortunate. And I think that to some degree, I think it is a skill issue. I think it absolutely is a skill issue. But for me, just easy number 1, Psylocke is unfortunately my least favorite character in the game. What is your least favorite character? What is your top 5 least favorite characters? Bottom 5 heroes, whatever, however you want to twist it. If you've come this far, I know this one's pretty short, but either way, if you've gotten this far, like, subscribe, share the video, tell me what you do and do not like about these heroes, and until next time, have a great day. Bye.